Epoxy resin. What will it stick to? What will it not stick to? That is the question. We're going to learn what kind of materials that we can use in doing artwork with epoxy and what to avoid. Hi, my name is Robert with RM Epoxy Art. And before we get into that, hey, hit the subscribe button down below, hit the notifications, a little bell, and also give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. And we'll get on with the rest of this. So when it comes to working with epoxy, you would think epoxy would stick to everything, but it really doesn't. Believe it or not. Yeah, you get it on your hands. It wants to be your best friend. You can't get rid of it. But there are some things that you can't use it on, and it won't work. I love working with epoxy resin. I've been doing it for quite a while. You can look behind me. This is some of my stuff. This is just a few of the things I've done. Some of the stuff that you can use, probably the number one favorite would be canvas. Canvas on a frame. That is every artist's best friend, because epoxy will stick to it, acrylic will stick to it, alcohol inks will stick to it. Everything sticks to a canvas. Stretched material over a wood frame. It's designed for that type of artwork. And I use quite a few canvases with wood frames myself. Another thing that you can use, I got a bunch of these in stock. These are canvas panels. They're the same material stretched over, but on a board, a flat board. So you don't have to worry about the frame. They're already flat. You don't have to worry about stretching it or anything like that. You can just go ahead and put it on your tripods or put it on your used cups and just start pouring your epoxy on it like crazy. Some other thing you can work with, wood. That's a piece of driftwood that we picked up out in California a couple years ago. Came off a huge piece that we got in the corner over there. Eventually I'll get around to doing some of that, some more of that. But you can use wood. You can use any wood around your house. I can't think of too many people that don't have wood in their house. What piece of wood furniture that you would like to get rid of? Ooh, turn it into art. Throw some epoxy on it. It works. In fact, this right here came off an entertainment system that a buddy gave me. So I took those shelves, turned them into artwork. I still got some more shelves I can use. So you can use quite a few things. In fact, another thing I've used, and I will probably still use it, you get that painting that's been hanging on the wall that somebody gave you that you really never liked. Take the glass out of it. That's what I did. I took the glass out of it, used some metallic colors, made my own piece of artwork, put it back in the same frame, and guess what? It's artwork again, but stuff that I like. Also, some other stuff you can do. You can use drywall, cut it into squares, but make sure you spray paint it to give it kind of a seal before you start putting the epoxy on it. Of course, everybody's got some kind of scrap wood around. Other things you can use is ceramic. Kitchen tile, floor tile, bathroom tile, all that will work great for resin. In fact, you can make some really nice coasters. You can make some pot holders, but make sure you use the right resin, because all these resins come in different temperature adherence. And so, you can actually look up and find some resins that can withstand higher temperatures that make a really good pot holder. So you can do that. In fact, I've done a couple of tabletops with epoxy that will, take up to 500 degrees without bubbling or burning or changing colors. And you can find those. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about surfaces that you can use. So there's all kinds of materials that you could use epoxy with that you could really enjoy working with. Now, talking about some of the stuff that you can't use. Trash bag. Plastic trash bag. This is the trash bag in my trash can in my studio. Won't work. Also, some painter plastic. Nope, won't work. Oh yeah, don't even think about it. Teflon, it's designed not to stick. It won't work. Mylar. In fact, a lot of surfaces that are considered non-stick, chances are pretty good that epoxy's not gonna adhere to it. No kind of resin is going to adhere to it. So you don't want to use those surfaces. Now there are good uses for these things that epoxy won't stick to. When I first started doing this, I would take a garbage bag, cut it right in half, lay it across my table, tape it down, and so any epoxy that got away from me, and granted it will get away from you, it's got legs, it runs, it would get on there, and yeah, it looked like it would be stuck, but after it dries, you can just peel it right off. Let me see here. Yeah, I see. You can peel it right off your top. Here's another piece. Here's two more pieces. Peel it right off the top. In fact, that's one of my hobbies. I like to come in the day after I get done with a piece of artwork, and I'll go through and I'll start peeling all the little pieces off, and I collect it because I'll wind up turning it into pieces of artwork. Yep, pieces of art. In fact, you see right there, that came out of a cup. Yeah. Yep, didn't stick inside the cup either, you know, because the cups are made of plastic. So, yeah, and I do other things with that kind of stuff. Cut it up into thin pieces and give it to friends that do woodwork. They make blanks out of them, make pins, wine stoppers, bottle openers. In fact, I'll call out to Tim Beebe Woodwork. He just got through making a pizza cutter. Beautiful piece of work. And I tell you, if you can't cut a pizza with it, you can beat somebody with it. That thing's heavy and beautiful. In fact, inside the house, in one of my future episodes, I'll be showing you some of the stuff that he's done. And you know, if you got some time, go over and visit Tim over at Tim Beebe Woodwork. And I'll try to leave a place that you can click to get there and check out some of his stuff. All right, so now that we've learned what not to use and what we can use to work with epoxy resin, in future episodes that you can look forward to, we're going to learn how to use alcohol inks with it. We're going to learn how to use acrylics, metallic powders. We're going to learn how to do different designs. Oh yeah, I got a whole series that does nothing but use alcohol itself with epoxy. You can get some wonderful designs out of the epoxy with just using the alcohol itself. So, this is Robert. Imagine you probably know that's why it's called RM Epoxy Art. Go check it out. Leave comments. Once again, subscribe, hit the notifications, and give me a thumbs up. And I would appreciate it. If there's something that you would like to see me discuss or cover in the future, leave it in the comments. I will be doing some live feeds in the near future, and that's another reason for the notifications, so I can give you a heads up when we're going to do a live feed and you can actually do a piece with me. Watch it, see how we go through it and everything. And in fact, if you look some of my raw footage that I've got on YouTube, you'll be able to see some of the stuff I've done, and it'll give you kind of a heads up of what we're going to be doing in the future. So, this is Robert with RM Epoxy Art. Have a good day.